Hey everyone, here's another video in this series of tips for drummers who are new to traditional jazz. And this video is a little different in the other videos I made on this topic. Those videos were mostly little stylistic tips. This is kind of different. This is sort of about ignoring the style, but a problem that I see with a lot of drummers who are maybe quite accomplished in other areas, maybe really good modern jazz drummers. I hate to use all of these terms. I don't really take any of these terms that seriously, but people who are maybe quite accomplished in a different style and they're new to traditional jazz, the main pitfall that I hear is people thinking too much about the style, just thinking so much about the style that they kind of forget to play music, and sometimes going for different things that they think are stylistically appropriate, but they don't really know enough about the style to pull those things off, and it ends up sounding kind of corny, which is not what you want. So, to learn a style of music, I think that mostly comes from listening to the great drummers, listening to a lot of recordings, and over time that just becomes a part of you and just how you play. But when you're actually just on the gig, if you don't have a lot of experience with traditional jazz, I think your best bet is just to swing, just play a groove. Swinging time, it's always going to work. So many people, they just get in their heads and they start thinking, oh, this is traditional jazz. This is a totally different thing. I have to sound completely different. I can't sound like a bebop drummer. But then they overcompensate. Really, just swinging most of the time, that's going to sound best. And you just don't want to get so in your head about the style that you forget all the basics of making music, getting a good sound, good time, a groove, connecting with the rhythm section, listening. Sometimes people can just almost put blinders on and just think too much about the style. So that's something I think to do more when you're not on the gig. You try to learn those things. When you're just there playing, a swinging beat is going to be the best thing. If you're not used to playing press rolls or choke cymbals or wood blocks and you go to do that, you might not be getting the right sound and feel. If you're just comfortable swinging on the ride cymbal, just do that. There's nothing even stylistically inappropriate about that. All the great traditional jazz drummers played the ride cymbal, from Baby Dodds and Ben Pollock to Cliff Lehman and really anyone you could name. But my point is, just do what you're comfortable doing. If you're not really comfortable playing on a wood block, don't do it. Just do what you can do to make the band swing. Most of the time, the people you're playing with, they're going to appreciate that more. There will be some people maybe that you play with who want a very specific stylistic thing and won't be happy unless they get that. But if you don't know about that, by the time you're on the gig, it's probably too late. What can you do? You have to do that, when you go home, try to learn those things, listen to recordings. But most good players will just appreciate if you swing and don't get in the way. Uh, Also, a little tip for playing on the wood block or playing press rolls or playing a choke cymbal, if you're not used to these things, whatever feel you get when you're just swinging, let's say you're playing on the ride cymbal, just get that same feel with a wood block or a press roll. Just think of all of those as your ride cymbal. It's the same thing, whether you're riding on a cymbal and that's creating the texture that the band can go on top of. It's the same thing if you're playing on a wood block. It's the same thing. The wood block is your ride cymbal now. Because you hear some people, and like I said, it gets corny. They go to the wood block and it just sounds maybe too ragtimey for what the particular situation is. They go to a press roll and it sounds like a military thing, or it gets too funky in a way that's not the groove that's being played. The same feel that you're getting on the ride cymbal, go to the wood block, should be that same feel. Go to the snare drum, same feel. Choke cymbal, same feel. They're all a ride cymbal. The pattern that you play might not be exactly the same, but the basic feel and what that part of the instrument is, the meaning of that part of the instrument in the music is the same. So just try to play with a swinging beat. You know, the great drummer Ed Shaughnessy, who played with everyone, in his autobiography, he talked about subbing with Eddie Condon for maybe a week or something in the 50s. And Eddie Condon just said to him before the gig started, "Hey, kid, you know, don't try to do anything old timey, just swing. That's what we want." And of course, there are many different styles of traditional jazz. Eddie Condon's thing was more swinging anyway. But the basic point, don't overthink the style. Just get a groove going, keep good time, get a good sound, get a good feel. Those are the most important things. Don't get so caught up in the style that you're thinking about that and that you're not in the moment with the music. So, just a little tip, but I think that one thing can really help people sound their best. So, hope that was helpful. I would say give that a try. If anyone has any questions about any of this, please let me know. Thank you for watching. I will be back soon.